Welcome, spiritual travelers, to a Mystic Owl Pick a Card reading. I am Mystic Owl, or Nathan. I wanted to do a more upbeat reading today, one that's really positive and vibrant, a lot of fun. So I came up with a theme of, what does your friends and family think about you? Why do they love you? So what is it about you that is really uplifting and vibrant? The things that people find really endearing about who you are? So we have 5 piles today. We have pile 1 with the little white lady. Pile 2 with the mauve lady, I think. Pile 3 with the turquoise lady. Pile 4 with the light blue lady. And pile 5 with the red lady. So please use your intuition. Pick one pile, maybe more if you want. Remember, this is a general reading, so take that which resonates with you and leave the rest behind. I hope you have fun with it. And let's move on to pile number 1. Welcome, pile 1, with the little white lady. Sense of purity, divine light, potentially. Let's find out what your friends and family think about you and why they love you so much by looking at your cards. You have the sign of Scorpio. It says this energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive. Your planet card is the Sun. Nice. Your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved. You have the card of emotional balance, stability, harmony, peace, and fluidity. You have the solar plexus chakra. Interesting. And you have the new moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears. Oh, I've got shivers from that one. Wow, okay. Firstly, the obvious. Lots of Scorpio energy in this reading. I love the synchronicity of the 2 cards of Scorpio. Completely unexpected. Also, there's another strong synchronicity here too, with the solar plexus chakra related to your energy center. Like showing off who you are to the world, the place of motivation and determination, which is also related to the Sun, basically. And you have the Sun card here too. So there's 2 synchronicities here in terms of 2 Scorpio-related cards, and also 2 cards related to the Sun, which is all about happiness and vibrance in the tarot, right? Immediately, I see a very strong independent person that has a lot of will and determination to achieve goals and to really like show yourself off to the world. And I think people love you because you're not afraid to actually be your authentic self. You're one of those people that show off your emotions, not afraid to show off your emotions and how you're feeling to the world, to tell people what you're feeling. I sense that potentially you're quite open to, and people come to you to talk about their issues and emotions too. You're one of those people that just understands things at a very deep level, which is very Scorpionic energy, having a deep intuition and inner knowing about things. And Scorpio related to being one of the water signs. It's a fixed water sign. You're not afraid of emotions. You're not afraid of showing off your emotions about how you're feeling, but you're not also afraid of other people coming to you and showing off their emotions to you too. So people find you quite approachable, I sense, pile 1. You're a very loving, warm individual that always knows how to act like your own person and doesn't really give a shit about what other people think, I sense too. You may have very strong Scorpio placement in your chart, I sense. Potentially your sun sign is Scorpio, but your moon or rising sign. I see Scorpio could be related to like your 4th house, your 7th house, maybe your 11th house too. Anything family or social oriented. Scorpio may have a strong placement in those planets. You may also have Pluto in your first house, potentially your third house, your fourth house, or your seventh house also. But yes, definitely a very like strong-willed, determined, but also an emotionally balanced individual that isn't afraid to show off who you are and how you're feeling in the moment. I get a very warm and loving feel from you, pile one. With the little white woman here, like the divine white light in a sense, like you've been touched by an angel in a way. People see you as that sort of divine essence that always knows how to like raise the spirits of other people. Someone that's very kind, generous, and gentle. But I also get a very strong intuitive vibe from you too. So you don't miss a beat, pile one. You see through the bullshit with people. Like, you know when people are lying to you. And you know really how people are actually feeling. You can sense their emotions, I sense like a very strong empathic vibe with this group. You just intuitively know what people are feeling and sometimes what people are thinking, what their intentions are and whether you can trust them or not. And I think your friends and family just find you to be a really like genuinely honest and authentic human being. But also, the sun in Scorpio tends to indicate a very motivated individual. So you have the solar plexus card here also. I see someone that even though you spend a lot of time around family and friends and know how to be very protective and warm and comforting and to be able to lift people's spirits, but you're also very driven. This is a very driven, strongly determined group that has some very lofty goals, I sense, and you really want to achieve them. I sense that you do really well in some sort of healing industry as like maybe a spiritual healer potentially, and medicine, something to do with medicine, but something that really like can help people grow and heal. So definitely just a very loving, genuinely sweet and positive individual that is highly intuitive. The last thing I'm picking up with these cards before we move on, the new moon in Scorpio, work through your fears, along with like the emotional balance card here, from going from the dark to the light. I see someone that maybe hasn't always had it easy in life, but you've always been very determined to overcome your challenges, I sense. You're someone that sees a challenge as an opportunity for growth. And when things are hard, you don't get too down on yourself. You manage to persevere because you have such a strong will and motivation to achieve your goals. And people find that really admirable about you. Someone that doesn't get too down on yourself. You've always managed to work on and push on. You have a lot of like spirit and motivation. And that really like radiates to those people around you. I do see someone also potentially, this will only resonate for a few of you, but you may be a member of the LGBTQ community with the rainbow coming from the cups here. I sense that when you like show who your true essence to the world, like you are most endearing and people find you just really like a magnet. They're really drawn to you. So you might be gay or bisexual, potentially transgender, or just a little bit different in some way. There's something very unique and quirky about you, pile one. But definitely a very radiant and divine essence that people just find really magnetic. Beautiful reading. On that pile one, let's move on to get some tarot cards for you to find out what else your friends and family find really like lovely about you. Ooh. The strong like purple and yellow colors here, relating strongly to your third eye and your solar plexus chakra, indicating a very like, indicating someone that is highly like perceptive, a very perceptive individual. I did mention that you may have like some strong empathic abilities and a very strong intuitive ability, but just someone that just sees through the BS basically. And you're not afraid with the sun card here, the sun's the solar plexus, to call people out on it. You like people to be honest with you, and I think you pick up on people's like true essence and true energy. But with Scorpio, with that stinger too, you're not someone to be crossed, I think. You don't tolerate a lot of crap. So when people sort of like play around with you, I think that you're one of those people that knows how to cut them off, or to just really like, you know, call them out on it. And I think people find that like, that they're drawn to you because of it, because you always operate from that place of authenticity and being very true and honest. So the two cards that came out for you, oh, lovely. Okay, you have Temperance, which for me is also always about emotional balance, right? Temperance is the angel, which relates to like getting things into balance in life and moderation. You also have the Queen of Wands. Strong creative energy in this group too. I see someone that could be like a leader in a way, because you operate from a very like compassionate place, and you know how to lead through being compassionate and kind to people. With the card of Temperance and emotional balance, along with the two Scorpio cards being water signs, a very emotionally in tune group that likes to make sure that people are feeling safe, comforted, and warm around you. Someone that may have overcome some battles with some addictions or poor habits in the past, I sense, with Temperance and the two cups, all about moderation. I think maybe you've overcome some addictions or habits that you knew weren't serving you, and it's just strengthened you as a person, and you've been able to move on from that. Maybe also have the ability to share your experiences with people that are going through some sort of hardship in life. I sense you're that person that they come to, that they know that will be very sort of compassionate and understanding, and have that deeper intuitive insight on how to overcome certain challenges. But a very creative individual too, highly inspired. Someone that may have some strong spiritual gifts too, like empathy, a strong intuition, I sense, clairvoyant abilities too. But just an inkling of always knowing what to do and having like confidence in your own abilities and decisions. Finally for you, part one, let's get a closeout card from the Dragon Oracle cards. I did mention someone that has a strong drive too. A very creative group here, I see. You may like want a career in the creative arts also, potentially. I'd see a good healer, but also someone that like could stand in the light, with the two sun cards here related to the solar plexus and the sun. Temperance with the peacocks, wanting to show your feathers off to the world, show who you truly are. A very confident and inspired group that could really do well with being in the creative arts somehow, like being an actor or a writer. Maybe you're into like maybe you're into musicals or to theatre or something like that. But a very loving and warm energy too. Someone that is very fun-loving too, I sense. You bring out like the best in people just with your fun-loving energy, Parwan. Your final card is a golden orange dragon. Expand your life for ascension. Be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need. Remember your magnificence. Okay. Help those in need. I mentioned that you'd make an awesome healer. But you just have a natural affinity to like know what to say to really like soothe people. You feel their emotions and you understand what they're going through. So you have that very strong, like compassionate and empathic ability that knows how to like help people through certain challenges in life. But potentially also your calling might be to be a healer through like your natural talents or something. Like if you stand in the light and be your most authentic self with so much confidence and radiance, people will find that really endearing, and you could inspire others to do the same. But definitely a very divinely touched individual that's here to, like, you know, share love and warmth with the rest of those people around you that really care for you. That's all I have for you, Pile 1. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe. And let's move on to Pile 2. Welcome, Pile 2, with the mauve or violet? I'm not sure what color that is. Lady. Which is very similar to the color of the zodiac card here. Reminds me of the crown chakra, like the violet color of the crown chakra. And you may be very spiritual or very attuned to, like, spirituality, or your spirit guides are in communication with you. Potentially very creative. I get a very creative vibe from this group. Highly inspired. But let's find out from your oracle cards why your friends and family love you so much, Pile 2. Your zodiac card is a sign of Aries. The energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous, crusading, impulsive. Action is likely. Nice. Your planet card? Oh, there's the planet Vesta, one of the smaller planets. The goddess within. Your sacred spiritual center. Okay, there you go. And quiet dignity. I sense a very spiritually inclined group here. Or you may have a strong belief in something bigger anyway. You have the card of self-esteem, confidence, self-love, self-worth, and pride. Nice. You have the divine consciousness card. All right, number 49. Interconnection, expansion, oneness, and light. Right. Oh, that's giving me tingles. And you have the new moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. So I've picked up on an energy of a very spiritually inclined group, potentially a very religious group, but someone that believes in a higher power to some degree, a sense. You probably wouldn't be watching this video if you didn't, I'd say. So I sense that maybe you have a strong connection with something bigger. Maybe you get signs and synchronicities, or your spirit guides and angels are able to communicate to you somehow, Pile 2. But in terms of how your friends and family see you, why they love you so much, I just see a very genuinely sweet and loving individual here. With the strong purple and violet colors here, and the luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius, the divine consciousness and this flame or spark erupting from this card, and the little mauve Chinese woman. I see a very sort of like loving, warm, compassionate, inspired group. And people just find your energy really vibrant. There's something about you that just lifts the spirits of other people around you. You're one of those people that when you're really, really happy, you manage to pass that on to other people, and you like bring their spirits up too, which is really beautiful, I think, Pile 2. But I also see here a highly like driven and confident individual too. You've got the card of self-esteem, confidence, self-love, self-worth, and pride, along with the star sign of Aries, which is the very first sign of the zodiac, all about your ego, yourself, and wanting to get out there and just take control of life and like find out who you are and go after your dreams. So a very like strongly inspired group that has the confidence to really do whatever you want and the ability also and the talent, I sense, Pile, to make it happen. So your friends and family are really like motivated and inspired by you. The fact that you are so confident in who you are and know who you are to the core. With the self-esteem card here, also with the sun shining in the Vesta card, a very confident individual that is very driven and dedicated. And I sense that you've always been that way ever since you were a child. You've always like known what you wanted and have had the determination to make it come into fruition. And so people just find that really amazing about you, because that is not so normal for most people. You know, we all, well, especially myself, deal with like self-doubt and self-confidence issues, but you're one of those people that just has always had the confidence to really talk to anyone, or to change paths when you need to, or to come up with an idea and just have the confidence to go after it, guns blazing. Yeah. For you, Pile, too, this reading really indicates someone that is determined and inspired. I see lots of fire energy in this reading too. So you've got the new moon in Sagittarius and the star sign of Aries, both fire signs. You have the sun in the Vesta. The self-esteem card relates to the solar plexus chakra, and the sun. And along with like the firecracker, the light radiating from the divine consciousness group, lots of fire in this energy. So you may have strong sort of fire sign placements in your chart. Aries or Sagittarius in your first house, potentially in your sixth house, or I see maybe in your 10th house of your what you want as a career and where you're going in life. I see potentially Jupiter in your first house or your 9th house, or Jupiter in like your 10th house of your career and your legacy, in a sense. But you're a very like shining light for those other people, your friends and family. They see you as like a leader. They get inspired by your achievements, somebody that is a strong go-getter. And that it has achieved many, many things. And so you inspire them to want to get out there and achieve certain things too. A highly vibing group here too, with the Divine Consciousness card, the Purple Lady, the Self-Esteem card, and even the sign of Aries. Like, your vibration is really high. The last thing I do see is, so you have the star sign of Aries and Sagittarius, both sort of masculine energies. Aries ruled by Mars, the god of war, and Sagittarius is the centaur, the male centaur shooting the arrow, the archer. But you also have like some strong feminine energy too, with the self-esteem card here and the woman having like the light, the sun shining on her. And with the planet Vesta, the goddess, your sacred spiritual center. So a very strong balance between your divine masculine and your divine feminine, in a sense. So you're a well-rounded individual that's both inspired, driven, and confident, but also very like gentle and soft and compassionate. You've got that balance right of chasing your dreams, but also being very receptive and helping the universe, or allowing the universe and your spirit guides to like divinely guide you on your course. A very like connected group that trusts in those intuitive hits and those downloads that you're receiving from your guides, I sense, Pile too. And it's really like worked out well for you, because I see someone that's very action oriented and has achieved a lot of things. And your friends and family just think that you are the bomb, like that you've got it all sorted, that you will be highly successful, and you inspire them to be the best version of themselves. Nice. So moving on for you, Pile 2, let's get some further messages and insight from the Commonplace Tarot deck. I also see a lot of like stars sparkling here. And with the sun rising behind the woman in the self-esteem card, Yeah, you are that beacon of hope and light for those people, your friends and family. I sense they expect big things from you too. Not only do they find you to be very motivating and inspiring, but I think that they probably expect you to achieve great things in this world. And you know what? I believe that you will, because with the zodiac sign of Aries there and the self-esteem card, you have the confidence to achieve anything that you put your mind to, pile to. And people see that in you. Oh, wow. Okay. So the two cards that came out for you, I was just talking about like strong divine feminine energy. You have the Empress card. You also have the Three of Cups. More feminine energy. But someone that's very fun-loving too. You celebrate your successes. You're very fun-loving and very warm. You're emotionally balanced and like to bring out the best in other people also. You celebrate your successes. You like the life of the party in a way also, I sense, pile too. A very fun-loving group. But with the Empress card, I see a very nurturing and compassionate individual too. Someone that knows how to just comfort other people when they're feeling down and sort of raise their spirits again also. But I see a group here that is also very family oriented. You may, if you are a woman, you may want to be a mother, or you may have children already, I sense. And being a mother or raising those children is like a strong part of your life path and what you want to achieve in this life. But that may only resonate for some of you, but I do see a group that is very family oriented too. Not only do you have your own dreams and desires set out and you're going after them guns blazing and you've already achieved so much, I see already, pile two, but a group that likes to share that success with those people that are most important to you, your friends and family, like a very loving and family oriented group here. You also know how to guide other people to their own successes, I sense. Because you've achieved so much and you have so much confidence in your own abilities, you're able to share some of that insight to other people, to give them tips on what they need to do to be the best version of themselves and to go after their own dreams and desires. Beautiful. Finally, for you, pile two, let's get a closeout message with the Dragon Oracle deck. But another group, a group that is strongly connected. So you may have, you may see yourself as being a channel or something like that. But I sense there's some method that your guides communicate to you and guide you, whether it be through signs and synchronicities. For me, at night, I always get these little twitches in my hair, and I know that that's my guides just sort of letting me know that they're around. Or you may get insights through music or sounds and songs or something like that. There's some way that your guides connect with you and you are very in tune and understand those messages. The card that came up for you is more like pink and mauve. There you go. Earth and Fire Dragon works with you to clear the 5th dimension ley lines. It's time for service. When you give, you receive. Okay. So as I mentioned, a very loving individual too, that likes to spend time with family and friends and likes to give to those people, but potentially in your path in life could be of service to humanity somehow. You may have Mars in your 11th house of humanity and service potentially. But a group that could benefit from giving yourself over to a higher cause or to serving humanity through medicine or law to some degree. Being in hospitality, I sense also could be your life path, pile two. Someone that is very selfless yeah, has strong ambitions to achieve big things. And people see that in you and they just find that really amazing. That's all I have for you, Pile 2. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to Pile 3. Hello, Pile 3, with the turquoise coloured doll. Sort of in between both the heart chakra and the throat chakra. I get a very loving, warm, compassionate vibe from you. There's something about your voice too, I sense. Maybe you have a very sort of soft and gentle voice, or a lyrical voice, but somehow your heart and your throat chakra are related. I see a very strong sort of healing energy from you. But anyway, let's find out why your friends and family love you by looking at your oracle cards. Your zodiac sign card is the sign of Cancer. And look at the color on the card. It's almost the same color, like a very turquoise or cerulean. Beautiful. It's one of my favorite colors, turquoise, after purple. This energy is emotional, sensitive, caring, and loving. It may concern family, a mother or a child. All right, nice. Your planet card? You have the planet of Chiron. Your healing power, empathy, and abilities to teach or learn remedies. Beautiful, okay. You have number 8 in the solar plexus chakra. Right, you have number 33. Pile 3, 333. Sound, music, silence, rhythm, and vibration. So a nice sort of synchronicity there, the card of 33. And your Moonology card is the new moon in Aries. Okay, it's time to take action. Well, I'm just going to point out the obvious here to start with, Pile 3. I mentioned with the little turquoise doll, someone that has a very sort of strong heart, a loving, compassionate individual, but somehow related to your throat chakra too. So you've got the star sign of Cancer, which is essentially the same color as this doll. The Chiron, who is the wounded healer, right? Chiron is the wounded healer that can see the wounds in other people, but somehow, unfortunately, can't heal those wounds within himself. So he goes out to try and help other people heal their wounds as a way of just, I don't know, I guess compensating for those things that he can't heal in himself. But also the card of sound here in the deep blue. There's something about your voice, I sense, that you may be a very beautiful singer. You might have a very sort of like beautiful song, beautiful voice that people find like endearing. The way you sing is just lovely, possibly. Your voice might be quite soft and soothing. Or potentially just the words that you use and the way you express yourself through your both your verbal and non-verbal communication is very sort of alluring to people and just comforting. I get a very sort of compassionate and empathic vibe from this group, and I think your friends and family see you as like that mother figure of the group, of your family. You may be a mother, potentially, Pile 3. Or, you know, if you are male too, there's something very gentle and soft about you. People see you as that person they can go to that will not judge them, essentially, but also is very caring and generous. I sense that you're one of those people that when people come around to visit, you'll give them like lots of food and offer them drinks and make sure they're warm and comfortable. You like to provide for the needs of other people, I'm picking up on. You always check in with your friends and family regularly to make sure that they're okay. And just because you want to hear their voice and you love them so much, you just want to talk to them and be around them. This is a very like family and friend oriented person, a very people person, especially with the star sign of Cancer here. You're like that rock in the family center that everyone can go to and just know that you have something nice and positive to say to lift their spirits. I do see a very creative group too, with the sacral chakra here, which is the center of creativity and passion. Along with the card of 33 and sound, you have some strong creative talents, pile 3. I see someone that probably is like a singer or an entertainer in some way. But it may also just be creative in the way that you express yourself, the way that you dress. There's something very unique and creative about you, and people love that about you. You're a little bit different. But I see a group that's probably very highly successful with their creative talents too. A very passionate individual that's very driven too. With the new moon in Aries, it's time to take action. You're a very driven and passionate individual that I think trusts in these creative talents that you have, or whatever gift that you know you have. And because you're so inspired, you have the ability to inspire your friends and family too, because you've gone after your dreams and your creative talents. And they find that really commendable. You've taken a different path than most of your friends and family, I sense, pile 3. Whatever it is that they thought you would do, you've done something completely different, and you've been successful, and you're starting to be able to show them that people have the ability to do whatever it is that they want in life, that there's no like set sort of path that we all have to follow. We can just be our own individual selves and have fun doing it. But strong empathic and healing vibes here too. I see a group that would make a really great like social worker or a psychologist or a counselor, with the Chiron card here, sound about your voice, and Cancer related to your empathic ability. Someone that can probably intuitively and empathically pick up on certain issues that people may be having and just know what to say in terms of being able to heal them. There might be something about your touch too. Your presence has a healing vibe. You're that sort of like motherly figure in the family that is compassionate and giving, but also knows how to heal and lift people up a little bit. People just feel really comfortable in your presence, pile 3. Finally, I see like a very confident individual too. Not only are you very sensitive and sort of gentle in your approach to life, but a very confident and inspired individual with the new moon in Aries. Aries being the very first zodiac sign, like charging ahead. And the sacral chakra with like, I guess the sun starting to emerge from the horizon here. A confident individual that really believes in your own talents. You are this like shining light, the beacon of light shining down from the universe, guiding people around you and like providing like compassion and warmth and comfort. I'd love to get to know you, pile 3. You're my kind of person, I think. On that, let's get some further insight and wisdom about why people love you from the 5 Cent Tarot deck. No, the Commonplace Tarot deck, this one is. You may have some strong like water in your chart, I sense, pile 3. You may be a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. But I see a group that has a lot of water in their chart too, in terms of like being emotionally balanced and healing. Clearly strong Aries potentially too, Sun, Moon, Rising. I also see a group that may have like strong Venus placements about beauty and aesthetics. and like healing, seeing, like wanting to see the best and the beauty in everybody. So I see like strong Taurian vibes here too. Sun, Moon, Rising also. It's someone that just enjoys the beauty in life and really likes to share that with other people too. I get a feeling that you enjoy the arts also, pile 3. Like going to the opera or the theatre, watching movies, musicals. Someone that like always has music playing in the background at home, just because you know that it raises your spirits and it brings out the best in you. You just have a very warm and loving and bright like vibe, and people just are really like drawn to that. Okay, so the 2 cards that came for you, you have the Knight of Pentacles. And you also have the 6 of Swords. So I see someone that's really probably like, just doesn't give up, I sense. With both of these cards being about moving from the dark to the light, slow moving energy with the Knight of Pentacles, like really sort of working hard on your journey to overcome any challenges. But you're moving to a better place, and I sense that it's taken you a while to like really start to get the confidence to show yourself off. But you're coming into this place of being like your own, like you're self-actualizing in a sense of realizing who you are and what talents you have to offer and share to the world. And you're starting to gain the confidence now to like make that happen and to move ahead on this journey. You're coming into your own and believing in your abilities to heal and to help others and to guide others. But a very strong motherly energy I'm picking up from this reading. Also, Swords related to like the throat chakra, your mind and the throat chakra. There's something about the way you communicate that just helps guide people on their journey too. I just sense that either you know what to say at the right time, or there's something about your voice. I just see it as someone that has a really beautiful singing voice, and an angelic singing voice. And people can feel the warmth from your heart when you like use your voice in some way. Time to take action, like the 6 of Swords, moving from the dark to the light, and I guess the horse moving very slowly on your journey. You're gaining more confidence as you get older, I see, pile 3, and really just coming into your own, and people can see you starting to blossom and radiate, and it's really inspiring and endearing, in a sense. And finally, for you, pile 3, let's get a closeout message from the Dragon Oracle deck. Oh, there it is. Bam. Crystal Yellow Dragon opens you to higher learning and wisdom. Nice. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. Right, like the slow-moving Knight of Pentacles, the woman on the horse there, moving slowly, walking her spiritual path. And the sun shining down on Chiron here, the wounded healer, so that he can help heal everyone else. There's something emerging from you, and it's sort of like learning that you have spiritual gifts and talents through your voice or your ability to heal somehow. And you're getting more and more confidence in actually like trusting in those talents and trusting in that insight that you're receiving. And people love you because you're starting to change your life for the better. And it's really inspiring others to do so. And you've also just become a lot more gentle and soft and lovable, I sense, pile 3. People can see you starting to emerge into like your true authentic self, and it's really beautiful. That's all I have for you, pile 3. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe. And let's move on to pile 4. Hello, pile 4, with the light blue doll. Blue, related to your throat chakra. All about communication, your intellect, your mind, how you think. A very intellectual group. I sense that you'd make a good academic, someone that is like dedicated to study, very hardworking. Potentially a very good communicator too. You communicate well, and maybe your life path has something to do with like your thoughts and how you communicate that to other people. Anyway, let's find out why your friends and family love you so much by looking at your oracle cards. So your planet card is the card of Mercury, which is all about communication, how you think, communicate, write, talk, and travel. Look at the blue in that too. Beautiful. I love it when that happens in tarot. When the cards from different decks that you're shuffling just somehow manage to like relate so closely to each other, it always gets to me. It makes me just feel, I get the tingles from it a little bit. It shocks me a little bit. It's amazing. You have the star sign of Capricorn. The energy around you is serious, materialistic, and hardworking. It bestows shrewdness and caution. Okay, you have the throat chakra. Now that's amazing. Ooh. You have the card of number 26 and connection. Universal oneness, love, interconnection, and support. As I said that, the sun just started shining outside. Beautiful. And you have full moon in Pisces. It says balance, spirituality, and practicality. But what I'm mostly drawn to there is the sort of turquoise and bluish color of the moon. Similar to the color in the Capricorn card here, along with the connection card and the green. So this is similar to pile 3 in a way with the turquoise. If you were deliberating, there may be some messages there for you also, but once again, a very like intellectual group. There's something about both your heart and your throat chakra that may have something to do with your life path, pile 4. I see a very loving and warm and giving group, but someone that is highly intellectual too, very cerebral, and a strong communicator. There's something about your communicative abilities that I sense your friends and family just love. I bet you're one of those people that is just very witty. You know what to say at the right time to crack a joke and make people laugh. You read a lot, I sense. You're a very avid reader. You want to do a lot of research just because it is one of your hobbies. You like to know as much knowledge as you can. You're a seeker of knowledge in all aspects, not just in terms of like, you know, what life in reality is all about, but a seeker of knowledge of like whatever it is that you've got your mind set on at that time. So like reading or research is one of your hobbies and talents. People see you as like that real intellectual go-getter. Someone that is always like trying to expand your knowledge base and works very hard too. With the star sign here of Capricorn, you're a very dedicated and motivated individual. I just see a group that would make an academic, basically, or in research somehow. You might be studying at the moment, potentially like writing a thesis or a PhD. You'd make an awesome author, like somebody that could like write like a beautiful love novel or some sort of fiction. You'd make a very like articulate writer and being able to express your feelings and thoughts very well. I see pile 4. People find you as a highly intellectual, yet also very compassionate and loving individual. You're very passionate about whatever you put your mind to, but very witty, very intelligent. And I sense that you know how to like win an argument with your intellect, basically. You like to get into like intellectual conversations with people and have debates on certain things, just because you know that you've got the information and the knowledge to back it up. A group that would make like a beautiful healer also with your voice. And I say that because you've got the throat chakra and Mercury related both to the way you express yourself and your voice. But with the new moon in Pisces, full moon in Pisces, and the connection card here about healing and love, you'd make a beautiful healer. Another group that I see would be an awesome like counselor or psychologist, potentially a doctor or a nurse, or even healing through the way you communicate in terms of like writing, providing advice to people, maybe like a YouTube blogger potentially also. So this is probably the group that I would connect with, just in terms of like the talents and what you want to achieve in life. But your friends and family just think that you are like the bomb. You're just loving, caring, but also witty, intellectual, thoughtful, a very thoughtful group too, in terms of your gestures. The way that you share your love is through like your words and your gestures, I sense. People enjoy being around you because they always know that they're going to be protected, and they'll be entertained too, because I just see a very like intuitive and a very intelligent person that is very witty and likes to communicate your thoughts. You're also quite a driven individual too. Not only are you a very loving and compassionate individual, but you manage to ground these thoughts and this energy that you have in terms of hard work and practicality. So with the sign of Capricorn here, it says here is materialistic and driven, but also full moon in Pisces, balance spirituality and practicality. I see you being a very practical individual that just is very ordered and structured and knows what to do next in terms of achieving your goals. I bet you're one of those people that like writes a list every day when you get to work or when you start studying or something, so you can tick it off and just feel that sense of achievement, knowing that you've done something and you're moving on and getting through your goals. But also very driven and determined. You won't give up until you achieve what you want to achieve, and people just think that is like really commendable and are inspired by your drive, powerful. You may have Mercury, I sense, potentially in your 6th house or in your 10th house about your career, potentially in your 11th house too, about your service to humanity and your legacy and what you want to leave behind. You may also have like strong Capricorn or Pisces placement in your chart, Sun, Moon, or Rising. On that pile 4, let's get some further messages from the Commonplace Tarot deck about what people love about you. Why do your friends and family just think that you're amazing? I do, though, see a group that may overthink sometimes, a very cerebral group. But with the star sign here of Pisces and the Mercury card, I do sense sometimes you can maybe overthink things sometimes. And I don't really see that as a negative, unless it becomes too sort of obsessive. I just think that you're a highly cerebral individual, but sometimes you might be in your own head a bit too much, just always wanting to come across as like perfect or funny. But I sense that's probably a very endearing trait, because people can see that you do that because you just want to be able to share your thoughts with people. But you're destined for success too, powerful. And it's through your dedication and hard work, but also your intellect. You're so smart and intelligent that you do really well also in a career of like engineering or science, something to do with your like science related and technology. You're destined to make a lot of money, I see. And I think your friends and family know that you're going to achieve amazing things in this life. Okay, The two cards that came out for you, pile 4, are the Page of Swords in reverse. But you also have the Lovers card in reverse. I did mention just before, I was picking up on an energy of a group that potentially might be a little too cerebral. Sometimes you get in your own head a little too much, and maybe overthink situations. I didn't really want to draw upon any negatives in this reading because I wanted it to be really uplifting, but I sense with the Page of Swords in reverse that sometimes you may overthink and it could potentially get you down a bit. So just a word of advice is to try maybe meditation or something, or to undertake activities that help you like shut down your mind, because you are so intellectual, so in your head. Sometimes it can be too much, and I see a group that might suffer from sleep issues potentially, or just a little bit of anxiety sometimes too. But your friends and family have your back too. Know that they're there for you also, that you can talk to them about anything that you're overthinking about or worried about potentially. With the Lovers card in reverse, I see that like the Lovers relates to the star sign of Gemini, who are very, very intellectual, strong communicators. This card is a confirmation of the like strong communicative and like very sort of unique thought process that goes on. I see a group that's like quite quirky also. Not only are you very witty and funny, but you're very quirky, a little bit eccentric. People don't know what's going to come out of your mouth and what you're going to say next, and that's really fascinating, I sense. And the reason I say that is that with it being in reverse, related to Gemini and communication, I think that there's just this energy of you like always sort of being spontaneous, and people just never know what they're going to get when they're around you. So you're kind of enigmatic in a way, like just fun-loving and free. I see a group that may also have like Uranus strongly placed in their chart in say the 3rd house of communication potentially, or the 3rd house, Uranus in the 11th house of how you serve humanity somehow. But yeah, sometimes you can just get a little bit down on yourself by overthinking things. I sense that maybe because you are so different, quirky and eclectic in some way, sometimes you worry if people just find you too much, or that they don't like you because you're different. But no, the fact that you are different is what makes people love you, Pile 4. You are so unique and like authentically individual that people just want to be around you because you are so different from anyone else that they know. Whoops. You're a breath of fresh air, Pile 4. Like just new energy that inspires people to be their own authentic self. Let's get a closeout message for you, Pile 4, from the Dragon Oracle deck. Don't be afraid to be that quirky individual, because that is actually one of your strengths that people actually find really endearing and love about you. Your mind, your intellect, the way that you communicate, the things that you say are just so off the cuff and so unique that it inspires people. You have the Omega Dragon. It says, harness the divine feminine power of creation. Intention, hold your vision, birth the higher consciousness. Okay. Higher consciousness, all about your mind, your intellect, connecting to a higher consciousness. You're a very, very intelligent and connected individual that I sense potentially can communicate with your spirit guides, and they're guiding you to like really enhance your intellect and grow as a person. Someone that I see is probably looking for like seeking for higher knowledge too, and in terms of like what reality is all about and why we're here. You kind of want to know all about you want to know what the meaning of life is. Number 42, for those of you that know what that means. You're a knowledge seeker, and your guides are encouraging you to continue to learn and to study those things that you're inspired by, because that's part of your life path, and it's also inspiring your friends and family. They love that you are so dedicated to your own cause. That's all I have for you, Pile 4. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so. And let's move on to Pile 5. Hello, pile 5 with the red doll. Red related to your base chakra, your instincts, your base needs, and all about like passion and fire. I see someone that's really determined to achieve big things and make sure that you are very comfortable in this life, that your base needs are not only like supportive, but also are extravagant. I see someone that like, yeah, is really inspired and has big dreams and goals, and probably also the confidence and the fire to go after it. But let's see how your friends and family, why they love you so much, by looking at your oracle cards. Okay, so your zodiac sign card is the sign of Leo. Lots of fire. The energy of flamboyant, dramatic, proud, and passionate. It focuses on the importance of self-belief. Okay, there you go. You are someone that has a lot of confidence and believes they can achieve big things in this life. Your planet card. Oh, wow. Whew, I got tingles for that one. Your planet card is the card of Mars. Look at all that red already in this reading. Your physical energy, drive, strength, and fighting spirit. I always love it in tarot when I'm setting up these readings. Just the synchronicities of like colors and meaning in the cards that come out. And it's once you actually see them, you're just like, whoa, it always like takes my breath away when the cards align so closely to each other and send the same meaning and message. It's beautiful, I think, which is why I love doing tarot. You have number 39 in dreams. Messages, signs, symbols, and guidance. You have number 3 in action. Movement, perseverance, discipline, and motivation. More red. Look at that. And your final card, is the void of course moon. Nothing will come of this situation. Interesting. There's some purple in there too around the moon. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it also is similar to like the dreams card related to your mind chakra. Just to start with the obvious, pile 5, the red in this reading is phenomenal. With the little red woman, the red doll. The fire too, with the star sign of Leo and like the light sky just being really vibrant and red and orange. The red in the action card and the fire in the Mars card here. Strong fiery energy, very passionate energy, a very driven and goal-oriented individual. Someone that has always, I think, known that they've wanted to be in the spotlight somehow and has the determination, confidence, and the abilities to be there. You are someone that is destined for amazing things in this world, I think, pile 5. And I sense that your friends and family have always expected that of you. You are that person that they've always known will achieve big things, that will potentially be famous or very wealthy, I sense too. Lots of abundance coming your way. I bet that you are that kid at school that stood out from the crowd somehow. You were either like the popular kid or maybe the most academic and did really, really well. Or potentially was a kid that was really artistic in some way and achieved big things by just dedicating yourself to a certain passion that you had. But there's something about you that just stands out from the crowd. And I think your friends and family know that and they expect really big and amazing things from you. You inspire them because you go after your dreams and you have the ability to achieve them. I've also just noticed here with the the planet of Mars and in potentially the star sign of Leo, that combination is all about ultimate sex appeal, about like exuberance and oozing sort of sensuality. It is the most sort of alluring of all of the combinations in a way. There's something about your presence or the way that you look, like the woman in the action card dancing and being very flamboyant. There's something about you that just stands out and people notice you straight away. When you walk into a room, you light it up. You get everyone's eyes on you. When you start to speak, you inspire people and people listen into you. You're supposed to be in the limelight, Pile 5. People are just drawn to you, not only because of your radiant energy, but the way you look. I bet that you have a lot of like people that are interested in wanting to get to know you better, if you know what I mean. Lots of suitors, I sense. You may be, if you're a male, you may be very confident and well-built, very muscular and sexy. And if you're a woman, I see you being very like sensual, and there's something about the way that you move that is just really radiant and beautiful and alluring. Your friends and family just think that you have it all, that you are destined for big things. And I see big things in your future, Pile 5, if you haven't achieved this stuff already. With the void of course moon here, with the purple, and the dream card, there's also a lot of moons here too. It also says here in the Leo card, self-belief. I sense that you know that you are being pushed from the universe in some way to achieve big things. A group that potentially may have a yod in your chart, if you know what that is, it's like the finger of God. You have a certain mission in life that you were meant to achieve. You may have this feeling of like needing to achieve something in this lifetime. You're not quite sure what it is yet. Maybe you've actually found your path, which is amazing, but there's just something about you that indicates that you have something big to achieve. And I sense that you are being guided by your spirit guides to like change path if you aren't in some sort of career path that like takes you into the spotlight, so that you can share your voice and share your radiant energy. I also see a very fun-loving individual too. Because you're so radiant and uplifting, there's something about you that just inspires people to have a lot of fun. I think you like to like be the party animal, be the center of attention. You like to crack jokes, play games too. You know that reality and this life isn't just all about hard work, but it's about that downtime and have that really like dreamy energy and having fun. So you've got a good balance of like being very action oriented, but also like knowing when to take time out and to chill and just enjoy yourself and be around those people that like lift you up too. A really, really fun loving and inspired group, Pile 5. You may have strong Mars placements in terms of like your 6th house, your 10th house, as in your career, sort of your career houses. Lots of fire in this chart too. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius may place strongly in your sun, moon, or rising. Nice. Moving on, Pile 5, let's get some further messages and insight about how your friends and family, what they love about you, from the Commonplace Tarot deck. I just can't believe the amount of red in this reading. Red and purple stick out. So I sense that you trust in that connection that you have with the divine in terms of pushing you on your path to inspire and achieve big things. But also just a very confident individual that knows that they can achieve it. With the star sign of Leo there and the lion, you're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to lead somehow. You know it and you believe it. Okay. So the 2 cards that came out for you are the Chariot card, which I think really like embodies the message here of taking action, moving somewhere big and bold, but very, very quickly too, fast-oriented action towards success and abundance. The Chariot's also related to the star sign of Cancer, who are very, very sensitive and sensual, very loving and very family-oriented. And as I say that, you've got the Four of Wands, more fire energy here. But the Four of Wands is that homecoming after you've achieved success and wanting to share that wealth and success with your family. So not only do you have big aspirations in this life and the drive and will to achieve those things, and I see amazing abundance and success here, but you're also very humble, Pile 5. You want to share your success with your friends and family, with the people that you know are most important to you, because they've been your inspiration the whole time, I sense. And they know that too. They know that you are not only going to achieve big things, but you'll always be true to yourself and be that person that they've always known. They can see that really centered and loving individual within you. And you're really inspiring them, I sense, to be the best version of themselves. Finally, I just see someone that likes to get out and dance and be free. I bet you're a beautiful dancer. You like to show yourself off, express yourself through your body movements, through taking action, going hiking, maybe going for a walk along the beach. You really enjoy the finer things in life too. Your family and friends just think that you are truly amazing because they know that you are destined to achieve big things. Let's get a closeout message for you from the Dragon Oracle deck. You have the ability not only to take action and achieve big things, but this is something that you can do really quickly. If you haven't done so already and you need to change course, like the Void of Course Moon here, and believe in the ability to achieve something amazing through following your passions, just know that it will happen really quickly and rapidly for you, I sense, Pile 5. You're destined to be a star, I think, in some way, whatever that means to you. And your card is the Silver Dragon. Illuminates your potential with higher light. Nice. Access untapped resources. Look into your soul. See higher possibilities. There you go. The universe is calling for you to do amazing and big things in this life. You're being called to stand in your power and to achieve something really phenomenal. So don't limit yourself on the certain dreams that you have. If you have some inspirations and aspirations that you want to achieve, you are destined to be successful. And those people around you know that. This is not just a small or minor success. This is divinely guided and something really powerful and amazing. You just need to believe it. And I sense you already do, Pile 5. You're loving, you're fun-loving, you're free and quirky, you're determined, and you will achieve amazing things. That's all I have for you, Pile 5. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.